All right, guys, today we're going to talk about fitness again, specifically a concept that I recently gave a name to that I call micro volume. I say I recently gave a name to it because I've been doing it my whole life, okay? But I never was aware of what I was actually doing, okay? So I'm going to tell you how I came up with the name. What I recently started doing is every single time that I work out, and I work out 6 days a week, I've been doing 5 minutes of jump rope to warm up, okay? This is something that I actually did during my anaerobics transformation. And I didn't even consider it part of my workout, okay? It's not actually part of the anaerobics workout program. The reason I did jump rope back then is because I was in really bad shape. I hadn't jumped rope in years. And the first thing about jump ropes is it's a skill. You know, you have to be able to jump and not trip over your own feet, not trip over the rope. Then after you acquire the skill of jumping rope, you can acquire the fitness and the conditioning results, okay? But the first thing is it's a skill. So I thought, how can I get good at just being able to jump rope consecutively? I'm just going to have to practice a lot. So every time that I worked out, the first thing I did was 5 minutes of jumping rope, okay? I recently started, a couple weeks ago as a warm-up, okay, to actually warm my core temperature up before my workouts, because I hadn't really been doing a warm-up before, warm-up sets of weights, but I hadn't been doing a warm-up to warm my body temperature. So for the last couple weeks, what I've been doing is go into the gym, stretch, do my freestanding handstands, and then 5 minutes of jump rope, and then I do my weighted calisthenics, and then I do my plyometrics, and I stretch again, okay? But 5 minutes, 6 days a week of jump rope is a damn good workout, okay? I work out Monday through Saturday, but going 5 minutes of jump rope 6 times a week, that's 30 minutes. That is a really long, good, decent workout. I'm basically getting in a workout for free, so to speak, okay? Just over the period of time I'm doing it. Now, you know, it's only 5 minutes, but the fact is, if I burn 5 minutes worth of calories and I do that 6 times a week, okay, I'm still burning the same calories as if I had done 30 minutes straight, okay? So, and I realized that I was like losing weight. I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting actually leaner, okay? Just by adding that in. So it almost seems like an afterthought. I mean, my girlfriend, she's like, well, 5 minutes isn't a lot. And I'm like, you know, first of all, it's a warm up. But second, I mean, 6 times a week, that's a half an hour. That's as if I had gone in on Sunday and worked out for 30 minutes straight with a jump rope, okay? So that is interesting in itself, but let's talk about some other versions, because micro volume goes in a million different ways. You know, recently I've been doing a lot more karate. Karate takes up time, so I haven't been doing my hour walks, but I was doing an hour walk at least 5 times a week, okay? And I did not consider this a workout. I did not measure my heart rate or the distance. I basically just walked for a half an hour listening to a half-hour podcast and turned around when it was over, okay? And then after a while, I realized that I had, this really nice, hospital with like a park and a little, pond and a sitting area and a fountain. So I would just walk out there about a half an hour, sit down for a couple minutes, and then walk back, okay? And it was basically to collect my thoughts. It was basically, I'd listen to a podcast, listen to some audio. Sometimes I'd just listen to like the sound of waves, the sound of water, wind, whatever, just to quiet my mind. It was a mental thing. I'd do that, come back, and like the creative juices would be flowing for me to build my business better, okay? It was like my time alone. But the fact is, I was walking an hour a day, 5 times a week. Okay? And as a matter of fact, now that I think about it, on Sunday, my girlfriend and I would usually go to this old Spanish town near where we live in Florida, and we'd walk around there for hours on end. I mean, that was at least 1.5, 2 hours of pure walking every week. So that's 6 times a week, I'm walking over an hour, okay? It was not intended to burn fat. It was not intended as fitness, but it's a damn good workout, okay? Even though it's like, I call it micro volume because I'm not killing myself. I'm not seeing it as a workout, but the effects are, especially, the cumulative effect over a week is massive. I mean, that's what a lot of people do as a workout. They'll go for an hour walk, or they'll go and walk on the treadmill for an hour, if they walk for an hour. So I'm getting, incidentally, not even considering it a workout, a much better, much more consistent workout by going for those hour walks than most people actually have a gym membership. Okay? And it has not just to do with fitness. It doesn't just have to do with fat burning. Let's talk about other ways that I've done micro volume. Okay, I wanted to increase my pull-up ability once, and I think I talked about this in my video that I'll link below. Can I do calisthenics every day? What I did for a while is I would do 10 pull-ups a day. Okay. If I did 10 sets of 1 set of 10, 2 sets of 5 sets of 2, whatever. I mean, I just did a total of 10 pull-ups a day, okay? And after a while, I built it up to 2 sets of 10 pull-ups a day, to 20 pull-ups a day. So the point is, I was doing all of these pull-ups, okay, which isn't going to kill me. I mean, I wouldn't be like forcing out reps. I just do as many as I could easily, with good form, and then I just go ahead and take a break, and I go ahead and do as many as I could easily. It was a fun thing. You're not killing yourself. It's micro volume. But the fact is, if I do 10 pull-ups a week, even if it's only 5 days a week, that's still 50 pull-ups. I mean, 10 sets of 5 pull-ups or 5 sets of 10 pull-ups, 50 pull-ups, that's a really good workout. For a body weight, especially for someone beginner or intermediate, that's a really good pull-up workout. So by doing, like I said, 5 days a week, 10 pull-ups a day, I was getting in a complete pull-up workout. Just by, hey, before I eat dinner, just do a few pull-ups. Maybe after I eat dinner, do a couple more pull-ups, and I got in my pull-ups every day, okay? And I got strong, fast. I got good at pull-ups, fast, okay? Because, like I said, I was working sub-maximally. I was not killing myself. It wasn't a huge amount of volume, okay? It was a very small amount of volume, but like I said, cumulative over time, it was a lot. And you can even do this in terms of skill, okay? When I was a kid, I mean, I've literally been doing micro volume my whole life, okay? When I was a kid, learning martial arts, I loved my lead late side kick, step in and side kick. I love that kick. So what I would do is every single time I went to a lesson, I went at least 5 times a week, usually 6 times a week. I would show up early, okay? And I'd spend, 10, 15, 20 minutes just kicking the bag. I'd kick the bag, would swing back, kick the bag, would swing back, kick the bag, would swing back. Okay, at first I sucked. At first I didn't have any, technique, power, explosiveness, speed. I didn't have any endurance. I could barely kick the bag because I was just huffing and puffing. Guess what? After day after day after day after day after day, I got better. I just snapped into it. I exploded. I didn't push the bag away. It folded and flew back, okay? I got quick. I got explosive. My technique was on. And I had the endurance where I could just kick, back, kick, back, kick, back. Okay, so I built endurance, speed, explosiveness, and technique all at the same time. And that was my go-to kick. I mean, if somebody were to turn into a roundhouse kick, my timing was so good, my speed was so good. Right when he was turning on one foot, I'd just go in and hit him with my lead leg side kick and knock him on his ass. If he tried to spin around, right when he was turning, I'd just go in and hit him with my lead leg side kick. And I had power from hell, okay? And I never intended, quote, so to speak, to do it. It was like a fun kind of thing. I enjoyed the kick, so I would just kick and kick and kick, but without intentionally intending, I was doing hundreds of repetitions a day, day after day after day after day after day, okay? Another thing is when I was a kid, I don't punch anymore because I broke my hand in the first fight I was ever in when I was a kid, okay? But when I was a kid, I had this mirror in my living room, and I would just run up and throw a couple jab punches, okay? I would really explode into it and have really good form and have, my chin down, my shoulder up, my hand up, and I would just really, really do perfect technique, okay? How many times do you walk into your living room? If I walk into my living room and I'm working on it, okay, work on my technique slowly, then after a while you get faster, and then after a while you just get explosive, and then you're throwing double and triple jabs. My jab was a fucking jackhammer. Fast, precise, explosive, perfect technique, powerful. Everything was perfect. Snap, it was incredible. That's actually the punch that I used to break my hand, which is why I don't punch anymore. But the point I'm trying to make is, just because every time that I walked into my living room, I went ahead and threw that, okay? Just because of that, I automatically build up this insane ability. So that's what I call micro volume. Like I said, I just named it a couple days ago, but basically just take something that you are interested in improving. Okay, it could be pull-ups, push-ups, dips, body weight rows, something like that. Handstands, okay, maybe just go ahead and throw in a couple handstands. Every time I work out, I set a timer to go off every minute. So I'll do a minute of handstands. Get up in the handstand position. If I fall down, and get right back up. Do that for a minute, take a 1 minute break, and do it again for a minute, okay? It's not killing me. Okay, yes, I do feel it in my shoulders a little bit because there is strength involved, but I get better and better and better. My shoulder and my upper body gets stronger. My form gets better, okay, without really killing myself. It's almost like a warm-up in itself. Stretch, handstands, jump rope. So, like I said, if it's a skill like handstands, if it's an exercise like pull-ups, push-ups, rows, whatever, if it's a skill like a kick, or if you just want to burn some fat, 5 minutes of jump rope every single day will really burn some fat. An hour walk or a half an hour walk every single day will really burn some fat. So like I said, don't specifically look at what you are doing in a certain day. Look at what you are doing over an entire week, and you will find ways to create an entire day or two of workouts just by working in the micro volume every single day.